Welcome to Etoro Drama. It's the 4th of June 2021. Just noting the date as things change quite quickly in the world of investing, don't they? The formal bet. This is not financial advice, just my own observations and opinions. Please do your own research. Right, another big short squeeze has been happening with AMC and Game this week. Adamis pumped yesterday as well. I've noticed BlackBerry, Tilray and others too. I'll be honest with you though, I can't keep up with this, and there are plenty of videos about these stocks, so it's not something I plan to cover in any depth. What I would say though is be careful. When stocks fly up quickly, they tend to fall down even faster. You can find yourself with quite a hefty loss. I'm sure a lot of us have been caught out by this before. It's usually part of the learning experience. So, let's move on. Let's talk about traders, not just PIs, but anyone of interest on eToro. First up is Gautam, one of my favourite YOLO traders, YOLO meaning you only live once. He has a few longs open on Tesla, which I think is fair play. A lot of people are long on Tesla and believe in their autonomous driving. However, Gautam is long with 38% of his portfolio, all with ×5 leverage. He's currently down 61% at the time of recording this video. Tesla's at around 585, with Gautham's stop losses being at 560. It'll be interesting to see whether he extends the stop losses or whether he lets them hit or whether he'll manage to outrun the market and Tesla will increase. At the moment it looks like he's managing to outrun the market, but with Tesla you just never know. Right, next up, Jay Nemesis. So Jay has been shorting Tesla recently. He took some profit, but he still, at the time of this video, has a short open that he opened yesterday, which is currently in profit as well. I mean, personally, I don't really like to short stocks. I prefer to wait till they drop and then buy. Find it safer, but respect to Jay, I do trust his instincts, and I'll certainly be watching Tesla closely. I believe it's a company with potential, but it's also got caught up a lot in the hype too, and is possibly overvalued. I've heard that Tesla have signed a deal with AMD to enable you to play games in the car, which might mean they're closer to an autonomous driving than they were before. We'll have to see, one to watch. Jay is very bullish on AMD and Ford, and I love seeing his reasoning and research into companies like this. Worth a look if you can find his posts on eToro or see his Twitter. As you'll know, Jay is copy blocked. The max AUM limit, that's assets under management, is $75 million. I believe it was $100 million, but has been reduced. Jay's AUM is above that, even with some copiers leaving during red periods. People keep adding to their copies though, which keeps his AUM above $100 million, so the copy block is not going to be lifted anytime soon. I managed to get in before he was copy blocked, and I really like his style of trading. It's frustrating not to be able to copy open trades, but I'm pleased to be able to add funds, knowing that he cycles his positions so frequently that I should be fully synced within 3 months. Personally, I like to look at his portfolio and his trades and cherry pick for my own trading too. Ford, for example, was a great find, and Jay strongly backed Peloton, which came good pretty quickly. Jay Lux, he was interviewed on the Copy Trading Club podcast recently. I mean, personally, I'm not a fan. I find him to be very pretentious and showy, part of the it's who you know kind of thinking. He spoke about shaking hands with potential high roller investors in Monaco. I mean, there's nothing to stop someone doing this, but it just feels like old school hedge fund sort of ways of doing business. And I think eToro has worked to make trading accessible to everyone. I suppose it's just the middle class sort of girl in me that doesn't really like that way of doing business. Anyway, his portfolio is interesting, but he's invested in some penny stocks and done quite well in them. I mean, I feel like it's a riskier strategy, but he does appeal to some people. Wayne Gummer, now he's been an interesting one to watch. He believed very strongly in lots of growth stocks and did very well out of them last year. He'd made a lot of videos about them on his channel. Then he sort of sniffed a bear market coming and had a big sell-off of his high conviction growth stocks. Then he rebought them, then he sold them off again, which angered a lot of copiers. He's now got 60% of his portfolio in Games Workshop, some other plays on things like Ocado and Nvidia, and a ×2 position on the FTSE. I feel he's lost his edge a bit and, maybe some of his confidence, but we'll see how his strategy plays out in the market. Wesley. Now, I really like Wesley. My favourite thing about Wesley is that he called his YouTube channel Getting Rich Slowly. I love that. He's made a post this week on the potential for the first $5 trillion company. Might be worth a read from his profile. He's also just posted a market update. I really like these two. He always covers the UK market, whereas a lot of people focus only on the US. Yeppy, I've heard he may be copy blocked soon, so maybe one to keep an eye on. I find that so many portfolios are very tech heavy and unimaginative. Yeppies contains some more unusual stocks, and personally, I use it as a diversification tool for my own portfolio. I found Tilray in his portfolio as well, which has been one of my best finds so far. Gasper Soapy. Now, this is a very underrated trader in my opinion. He's also a fellow UK trader too. He speaks common sense and I like his posts. I often see him on Jay's Discord and he's humble and sensible. It feels like a lot of copyists just see the huge green numbers in portfolios where people haven't synced their trades and go for those, so he's penalised as he reset his portfolio fairly recently. I'm going to make a video on why your portfolio is out of sync to go over this in more detail, as it's something I feel deserves a rant, as it's so misleading. But yes, take a look at this guy. I think he's a hidden gem. Ishfaq. I like Ishfaq. Again, he's a little bit different. He's a value investor. You may have heard about his play on GameStop, buying in way before it was cool to do so and making huge gains. He's another person that I like to diversify my portfolio with. He also posts very informative videos. His latest one is about inflation, but I follow him on Instagram as well, and he posts interesting technical content quite often. Eduardo, now this is Mr. Green. He did really well with very little effort last year, but green stocks have been having a harder time this year. He's having issues with his risk score, so he's having to close some positions. Although he's not, snap closing everything. He's been quite controlled with this. I've read that he's copy blocked until August as well. Now, obviously, his portfolio is composed of green stocks alone. I think it works well within a diversified portfolio. I also really like the fact that he donates his PI check to charity each month too, which he does screenshots on his own Facebook page about. Right, I think that's it from me today. Are there any other PIs that you'd like to be included in the roundups? I asked the question on Jay's Discord, and Bees84, Hugo, Manenti, and Capital Gains were mentioned. I mean, I love the experience of learning. I'm hoping to come across more PIs or more interesting traders. So feel free to suggest. If you could click subscribe, that would be fantastic. If you'd like to join the conversation, either comment here or join my Facebook group, which is Etoro Drama. Tell me the traders you'd like to see in these updates, PIs or YOLO traders or somewhere in between. Thanks for watching. Bye.